Hey guys, and hold on. Oh right, hold on. We changed setups. Hi guys, I'm back. Finally, it took a while. We got the new setup. What do you think? I'm pretty happy with it. It looks nice, and it's really comfy. Let's just jump right into this. I have for you my top 10 favorite game series of the recent generation of games. Number 10 is going to be Half-Life. Now the reason it's 10, there's a few reasons. Everyone knows what Half-Life is. I don't think I need to explain what Half-Life is. You go around as Gordon Freeman, you're a scientist, you get the biosuit, and you go around with your crowbar and you beat up people. It's actually really awesome and fun. Thing is, it's not really recent generation. And to the same extent, I never played it a whole lot. I didn't have a PC that could actually do this type of game really well. So I kind of came in late. So I didn't have the same experience as everyone else did, so that's kind of why I gave it a 10. I don't think I have to go much more into Half-Life. Everyone knows Half-Life. So let's just move on. Number 9, Infamous. Infamous is a PS3 exclusive. You play as Cole. You're delivering this orb because you're a carrier. But at which point, as you have the orb, it explodes, killing hundreds of people, destroying an entire city block. But you are left alone, and you are now instilled with these weird powers, electrical powers. You can suddenly absorb electricity, you can shoot off fire, you can shoot off lightning bolts. It's so much fun, and I really like how it does a very good-bad system. Now it is very black and white, or in this case blue and red, where you have good, which gives you the blue electricity, and you do really amazing powers and all that, but it takes a really long time to get up to that. Or you can go evil, which is really easy, and you get these really cool powers and it turns red, and I don't know, I've always found it funner to do it as the good side, because you get funner powers, and they're more powerful, arguably. For that, I really like the game. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely not in my top, which is why it's number 9, but it's a lot of fun. So let's go on to the next one. Number 8, Burnout. Now the Burnout series, it's a very fun, very interesting series. It's a racing series, yes, but at the same time, it's also a destruction series where you take your car and you have to go and crash into all the other cars. You have to destroy them. You have to outrun the other guys while they try to destroy you in various different game modes. So there's different types of Burnout. There's Burnout Paradise, there's the new one on Xbox and PS3. I forget what it's called. But it's like classic Burnout, where it's 2D top-down, you drive, and you just have to blow up and destroy all the other cars. I love Burnout Paradise, I love the earlier Burnouts as well. Burnout Paradise is fun because you get to pick and choose. I feel like racing. I feel like destroying, and it lets you play the game how you want to play the game. So, I have a lot of fun, I still play it today. So, for that reason, it's number 8. Let's move on. Number 7 is Batman, specifically the Arkham series that has just come out recently. Arkham Asylum was a lot of fun, you're running around. First off, Batman and Joker are voiced by their original voices from the 90s cartoon series, the cartoon series I grew up with. That was a lot of fun, and I loved the fact that they had Mark Hamill as the Joker again. He is so good. Like, when you think of the Joker and you think of the laugh, you think of Mark Hamill's laugh. You don't think of something else. That is what you think of. And it is just so good, and there's a reason why you think of that. You have Kevin. I can't say his last name, so I'm not going to try. He's doing the voice of Batman. He did it in the original 90s cartoon. He did it in Justice League. He did it in a few of the more recent movies. But they've been gradually changing him out to an actor by the name of Bruce Greenwood. Which, he's fine, but I know and I recognize Kevin's voice. You hear it, and you just know it. So, in the Arkham series, you start off with Arkham Asylum, which is all of the bad guys, Joker, all these guys. They're in prison. You're taking the Joker in. You just caught him. You're booking him. As they're processing him, all of a sudden the place shuts down. It gets locked out, and all of a sudden you are now in a fight against the Joker and all of the inmates who have somehow obtained control of Arkham. So you now have to go in there and destroy them, defeat them, subdue them, and all this stuff, and retake back the prison, which was a lot of fun, and I loved it. Then you have Arkham City, the newest one that just came out. Asylum wasn't enough to hold them, it wasn't secure enough, they learned that. So instead, they cordoned off this entire section, they made a city of it, where they just blocked it off, machine guns everywhere, you can't escape. But Bruce, he's trying to get rid of it. He's like, this is way too dangerous, it's right in the center of our city, this is insane. When all of a sudden, he gets picked up. Why is he picked up? Well, it turns out Hugo Strange, who runs Arkham City, knows who you are. He knows you're the Batman. So he throws you in there, and he's purposely trying to defeat you through the use of all the other villains, and he has this new Code 10 or Project 10, and no one knows what it is, only he knows what it is, and then you go and defeat him. It was a really fun game. The ending was a bit lackluster, I have to say. Like, the final boss fights just kind of seemed like a mini boss, but it was still a really fun time. I still loved it. That's why it's on the list. Number 6, Team Fortress 2. Now this is a bit of a cheat again, because it's not necessarily part of this next-gen lineup. However, it was released on the 360 and the PS3, so I'm going to count it. It's a lot of fun. I played on the PC because that's how you play TF2. It's just so much fun. You get a community, you get a bunch of friends together, you go into servers, you pick if you're the heavy, the scout. Me, I usually play the heavy, but in certain situations I change it up. I'm usually, you know, top of the kills in the servers that we play on. I'm definitely not the best. People can easily destroy me. It's still a lot of fun, and the fact that it has such a good replayability years after it launched, there's a reason it's on the list, and that would be it. Number 5, Elder Scrolls. Now, Elder Scrolls, it's a kind of a cheat, however, the most recent Skyrim just came out last year. So, it's totally valid. It's a lot of fun, I love the game, especially Skyrim. They took everything they learned from Oblivion, Fallout, and all their other franchises, and mashed them into one awesomeness. I love it. It's so good. In Skyrim, you start out, you're waking up, you're on the back of a carriage, you're bound, you're with all these other people who are also bound. Turns out you were picked up for some crime, you were trespassing or something. So you're being taken to be executed, and one guy tries to stand up for you, one of the guards, but they're like, on the list. At which point, you then get to decide what you look like. You know, are you a girl? Are you a guy? Are you a Nord? Are you an Imperial? Are you whatever? So you get to decide how your character's gonna look. Okay, cool. Then, as it continues, you get to decide how you level. Now, you don't straight up pick a class like you do in Oblivion, where you say, I'm gonna be a warrior, I'm gonna be a spellcaster, and all these things. Instead, you find these spiritual stones, which then unlocks certain powers or extra abilities or extra perks, such as leveling this skill faster than that skill. And when you level, there's a really interesting leveling system that lets you actually pick and diverge how you want to level. So you get to play how you want to play. Are you going to be double sword? Going to be a single broadsword? Battle axe? Magic wielder? Magic sword? Who knows? But you get to pick. It's your choice. And I love it. It's so much fun. And as you go on your quest, you find out you are the Dragonborn. You share blood of the Dove, the dragons. So you get to unlock their powers. You can absorb their souls and make their power your own. So much fun. I love the game. Number 4, Portal. What do you have to say about Portal? It's Portal. I mean, come on, it's Portal. You start off in Portal 1. You wake up, you're inside this room, you're a test subject, and all of a sudden a portal opens up for you. You go forward and you find one-sided portal, the blue one. Then you have to try to figure out your way through with the other gun, opening up other portals, and then you get both, and then as you go on, it becomes a really interesting puzzle solver. It's a first-person shooter puzzle solver, which is a lot of fun. It is, number 1 was such a good game. It was amazing. Then you have number 2, which came out, and that was also amazing. They did it really well. The voice acting was excellent. The characters were interesting. They were funny. They were scary. The different setups were really interesting. Some of them had you going, oh, how do I do this? And then finally you realize, oh right, I have a portal gun. I don't have to do anything. Portal here, done. It becomes really fun. It hurts your brain sometimes, but it's a lot of fun. I love it. Number 3, Halo. Now, people are going to yell at me because this is so high up on the list, but Halo is a really fun series. I love it. The storyline is engaging, the characters are fun, gameplay is awesome. For those of you who don't know because you happen to live underneath of a rock, Halo is a game that takes place in the distant future. You are the Master Chief. You are the world's greatest soldier. You go through, you are just plowing through the Covenant, trying to take them out before they take you out. You are just doing all of this, and then it spans between 3 separate games with a continuing storyline and some changes here and there. Then you have Cortana, the AI who helps guide you. She helps give you tips and advice, and she does a lot of hacking and stuff like that for you, and helps progress the storyline. I don't know, it's just a really, really fun game. The storyline is awesome. Now, one thing people are going to yell at me for is, Halo's just your generic shooter, blah blah blah. Well, yeah, but the thing is, they defined the generic shooter. They said, hey, we're gonna make this. This is gonna be awesome. And it was, and then everyone started to copy them. You always hear, oh man, that's just a Halo clone, or that's a generic shooter like Halo. So when you say that, to me, that's just a huge compliment towards the game, because they did it that well, which is why it's number 3. If you don't like it, tell me in the comments. Number 2. Assassin's Creed. Now, Assassin's Creed, everyone knows this franchise. If you don't, once again, you live under a rock. It is just so much fun. In Assassin's Creed 1, you start off and you're Altair, an assassin, but you're being punished because you were disobeying the orders. You weren't following them directly. You're a well-trained, really high-ranking assassin, but because you are disrespecting them, you're forced to start back to the basics. He objects, but the master says, no, you must do this. And you're learning to be an assassin all over again. When all of a sudden, you're woken up and you're going, wait, what was that? Turns out you're actually Desmond, a man from today. You've been kidnapped by the Templars. They have put you into this machine known as the Animus. They are taking you through the DNA memories of your past, and in this case it happens to be Altair, where you are trying to find certain secrets for them that are locked deep within your DNA memories. And this machine, the Animus, helps you do that. So you progress through both being Desmond, just progressing his storyline and how he's there, and then progressing the gameplay through Altair and seeing what the deal was. You continue through the game and you finish Assassin's Creed 1, at which point you finish the game and all of a sudden you're left seeing all these weird imageries. Desmond now has some of Altair's powers, and you're going, how did this happen? Then game 2 starts, Assassin's Creed 2, where it turns out Lucy, the girl who was helping the doctor, is actually an assassin who's trying to help you. You go and escape. She then takes you into an assassin's secret location, where you're then put into a new Animus that helps you go through the memories of Ezio. And that takes place over the span of 3 games, where you have Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Revelations, which completes the entire story of Ezio. And in Revelations, you actually do a bit of Altair as well, which is actually really crazy. It takes a very Inception moment where it's Desmond as Ezio as Altair, so it becomes very, very confusing at that point, but it's still a lot of fun. The whole game, like the whole game lineup in general, it's so much fun, it's so unique. The story just gets you involved. You just want to see what happens. You're going, oh no, are the assassins gonna make it? What's gonna happen? Ah! Such a good game. I love it. I cannot wait for Assassin's Creed 3. I'm so excited. And the number 1 game in the current generation of games, Left 4 Dead. Now the reason it's Left 4 Dead, and don't forget this is a game series, the reason it's Left 4 Dead is because Left 4 Dead has so much replayability and it's just so much fun. I play Left 4 Dead almost nightly with a group of my friends, where we're always going through, we're defeating the zombies, we're having just the time of our lives. It's so much fun. Left 4 Dead 2 now contains Left 4 Dead, so you only need to buy the 1 game and then you can switch between either campaign. In Left 4 Dead, you play as Zoe, Bill, Lewis, and Francis. You are survivors. You're trying to go through, you're trying to get to the next end safe house and be saved. But then for some reason, that gets derailed and then you go into the next one. Now there's no really clear storyline at all. It's just this goes to this. It's fun. You play, you shoot zombies. Then Left 4 Dead 2 came out and they changed who the characters were. You have Ellis, Nick, Coach, and Rochelle. This takes place more in the south, and there is actually a campaign where the two kind of cross over. You're trying to escape, and this one has more of a storyline where you can actually see it of you get saved, you do this, and then you can actually kind of see what happens. And it's still a lot of fun. There's nothing wrong with it. I love it. I love the new guns. My favorite gun is the combat rifle, the one that shoots a few bursts at a time, doing burst shots. I love that gun. And then my melee weapon is always the samurai samurai sword, or if I don't have that, a machete. So I'm always running around getting the melee kills and taking out long distance crouching with my combat rifle. I love it. It is so much fun. We play it all the time. I think it's well worth playing. That's why it's number 1, because it has such an insane replayability. So that's my game list for the current generation of games. What about you? What's your favorite game series of this generation? Do you agree with mine, or do you have a different input? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to visit Pixel's Edge for more content and more posts. I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.